even if I speak about people, who are on matrimonial sites or something. So having been there for like 2 years, like being a veteran, so the people that I have also interacted with, they respect the ones like the women who are earning more.
Hello, guys, and welcome to our weekly podcast, Two Tablespoon Kalesh. My name is Samriddhi, and you are.
I am Aishwarya. And Samriddhi, when you say 2 tablespoon of Kalesh, what are we going to do here? यहाँ Kalesh करने वाले हैं, discuss करने वाले हैं. What's going to happen now?
I think it's going to be a little bit of all of it.
Oh.
And by the end of this podcast, as long as our families and marriages are intact, I think that should be more than enough as a goal for our Sunday entertainment.
Nice. And today, to start with, we are going to talk about 2 things that we love, men and confidence. But when you put it together, do we really love it?
I was working on something and I was also speaking to a few people in the background about the work, and those few people happened to be men and from a very different field.
Okay.
Right, from what I do. And they just ended up giving me lessons on how should I go about my life and my work. And I think that is something that as women we experience on a daily basis. And now I've just learned to look at them and stare and just nod once and be like, don't do that again. But how do you deal with it? How do you deal with what we call as mansplaining?
I feel it's one thing if you're looking at it at a professional workspace. I generally tend to agree there and then still go on and do my own shit, which I know is going to be better. And then they're like, okay, I did not expect it. But when it comes to the same thing coming in like the household wala thing, like, being mansplained in the things that they don't know what they're talking about, but wahan pe bhi ho jata hai. So then it's more like, you kind of need to sit down and communicate if at all that point arises, and then, you hear their point of view. Okay, मतलब क्या है, and then you tell your point of view, और फिर वापस से वो circular loop. But I think
that sounds like a lot of emotional labor that we don't get for. And I again want to cite one more example. So there was festive season, and women are automatically, obviously, taking care of the decor, the food, the guests, and everything, right? We have tikwas, so we had to we as a family women sit and fry tikwas right before the pujas or whatever, right? So this year it was the first time that I did it, and a very senior member of the family who was surfing on his phone on a mattress behind us, he started guiding me on how to fry. He was like, "Waise karo, udhar se dalo." And I swear I don't have the patience of turning around and having a genuine conversation about it. I turned around and asked, when was the last time you fried a tikwa? And then there was dead silence in the house. But I didn't stop. I turned around and said, when was the last time you fried anything? And then that's it. I think that challenged him a little bit. He got up and he did it himself. He burned the whole batch, etc.
Now I remember the Instagram story and I know who exactly this is about. Like today, the guys do contribute in the household. It's not like, they're not doing anything or they're not moving around. But I think it's the confidence that, I made the bed sheet or maybe I did this. But look at how beautifully I did it. Even accomplishing the basic of the basic, matlab, ekdam smallest of the things, and they want to be praised for it. Like wherein if you as a woman, I even did not do it when I was a bachelor, right? So we have all lived a similar life, and now if I'm doing the same chore, like I'm not being appreciated or praised.
That's natural. You have to.
Yeah, so I think that's where the line is, and that bridge, like the gap is still there. Like it's very evident, matlab, even if the guys in today's time are taking efforts, but I think it's a long, long, long way to go for them.
Yeah.
I think like there should be like a 50-50 responsibility division between the man and the women of the house, or that's just going to increase the workload of the women because the guys can't do anything properly anyway?
I want 50-50. I
Yeah,
want, you know, but then at the end of the day, I know so many women who would be like, chodo main kar leti, because
yeah.
tumse karna will make it longer, it'll be less efficient and all of that. And if you are as controlling as someone like me, then,
Hmm.
or you have a Sandeep, but not
For all the people who are listening in, I'm sure 90% of you already know who Sandeep is. But for the other 10%, like just a person who's there all throughout to look after your home.
yeah, you need help.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't think it's possible in an urban family. Because we are all challenged. I grew up thinking that I will not do anything. That was such an
Same.
unsmart
Yeah.
thing to do. I
Yeah.
should have learned, and even the guy should have learned so many things, but we did, because we attach so many things as feminine,
Yeah.
and I was averse to that for the longest time. So I
Hmm.
didn't associate myself with those things. So I am at the same level as the guys in this house. So we
Yeah.
desperately need a help.
Very adamant on you do this, I do this, on dividing the responsibilities.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's not about giving up, like you said, it's just about that mental exhaustion that, okay, if I, spend 15 minutes, quarreling or, fighting about it.
Or teaching you.
Huh?
Why should, or teaching you, even if
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
to
yeah. Or
teach you.
teaching you. Yeah. So it's just that those 15 minutes, if I, put there, my work will be finished. So it's more now the mindset is okay, while you are doing other things, which I'm very appreciative of, I don't expect the division to be 50-50% for my own mental, sanity at this point.
But obviously, there's a lot of gratitude for what they bring into the table as well. Can we exist
Hmm.
without them? No.
Hmm.
There is a balance that when you really, really zoom really far away, you see
Hmm.
that balance, but it's very difficult to see it on a daily basis. Men inherently have this need to sort of provide. Of
Hmm.
course, historically, the pressure has been put on them
Hmm.
to do it. As early men, physically men were more able to go out and hunt, get the wood for the fire, etc. It was more convenient for the women to sit at home and take care of the household chores, etc. But of course, we don't live in the caves anymore. It's thousands and millions of years from then now. Things have changed, but mentally, some of the things have not really changed for both men and women. I
Yeah.
still see, no, and sometimes also feel the need for the man to provide, and I have to check
Hmm.
myself,
Hmm.
right, as a good feminist. But what do you think about it? How do you deal with it today?
No, so like you said, I think there is a part of, the things that have remained with both the men and the women, right? It's also true that the kind of pressure that men take, because they don't show their emotions very well, like they don't speak out when they need to. So the kind of pressure that they themselves put on, their own selves to provide, or, to be the man of the family, is
Yeah.
something that's been constant. Like it's slowly coming now. It's slowly, like the guys today, they don't want a wife who is managing the house. They want someone who's earning, maybe, if not more than them, then at least as much as them, or somewhere in that range. They're not like, even if I speak about people who are on matrimonial sites or something. So having been there for like 2 years, like being a veteran, so the people that I have also interacted with, they respect the ones, like the women who are earning more. They
Right.
don't want a girl just to have a job for the sake of it. So their expectation is that, okay, come help me, but don't overpower me. But
Yeah.
I think that also is very individual. Like, I'll take an example of my father. Like, what I have seen while growing up, that he was very successful in his career, like he was in a government job. But from the time that I have gained, like, I can recollect things properly from my memory, he had like given all the power to my mother. Like he made my mom strong. Like he had to come and ask her for money if he wanted to have tea, in the office or something. So he said that, okay, while I am doing whatever I'm doing for my family, You take this side, you take the financial side. Okay, if we are going to get a house built, she was there on the side getting the house built. He had no idea, what are the technicalities, who are the contractors and other things. So there are going to be people. It's not like you can put them all in the same bucket. And there will be people who will be very comfortable with those kind of situations, giving away the finances of the family, taking away the power to make decisions. But in general, in Indian society, again, like we're getting there, but very slowly. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it was way more difficult for our parents' generation,
Yeah.
or a couple more generations, a couple more years before us. But now the line is getting very blurred, because what does even being head of the family mean? When both of us are bringing, financially, if our contributions are more or less the same, then who is the breadwinner? And I'm also aware of a lot of couples in our generation where, for whatever reason, the guy is not making as much as the girl. And they have that dynamic, they have that understanding, and it doesn't really come between their relationship. So those kind of examples also exist in the world. Don't know if you follow Big Boss. I don't.
I do, obviously. Yeah.
But this recent clip of Ankita Lokhande and her husband, where he talks about feeling, I don't know, shame from the fact that he is recognized by her career and her fame. And I was honestly shook.
I'll have a very different view on that, because I follow that the show very closely, and I know the gossips about all these things. She was a leading actress for a very long time. She had a good amount of projects, but Samriddhi, like the industry that they're working in, like this television, Bollywood, it's like you get fame and money at that time when you're very popular. After that, it's not going to sustain an entire lifestyle for you when you're not working. So she was not working for a very long time, and she has publicly gone and said that marrying Vicky in this case was the reason why, like, he has supported her financially all throughout. From the day that they have come into a relationship, she has not contributed to a single thing. So it's like, you take my power, you take me. So I'm giving you that right, because no matter how successful you have been, the lifestyle that people that they have, it's very expensive. And if you're in that case, see from his point of view, Vicky Jain, coming from a very, very traditional business family of a small town, he was always the one who had a dream of coming to Mumbai, entering show business, making a mark for himself. So he, even on the same show, he said it to someone that Ankita was an investment for me. Marrying Ankita was an investment. So then you don't get shocked. Okay, you had a dream and you found the way to, fulfill it in some way. But I'm not sure if you'd seen the other episode where the mother-in-law came, and
I saw those clips.
You saw those
problematic
clips.
in their own,
So it's like watching that clip takes me back 10-15 years. The idea was, hey, I like you. Let me take care of you. Let me give you this, all that. And in that return, he is, expecting whatever yeah. So see, now herein, it's not, we've taken an example because of the reference that people would know, but I've known girls, like I've known girls in the family as well, where they're very okay, if the guy is taking care of them fully. Like if you don't have any job, if you don't have any career, then the guy gets away with a lot of things. What he said was just a fraction of what you get to see in the real life.
Should be respected, but, and all of that is fair, right? But as long as your choice is not putting you in a position of compromise, or not making you smaller, that's all we stand for. That's all that we're trying to communicate. If somebody starts behaving like this with me within 1 or 2 years of marriage, and it happens, I have known way too many marriages where one or the other side has revealed sides of them which was not expected. But when in hindsight, when you reflect, they've always dropped these small signs that you did not really, you were too blind in love, or for whatever reason you chose to avoid them. So according to you, what would be those bunch of red flags that women in their first few months or years of being in their courtship period or whatever should completely be alerted by?
So I think the first or the most basic of the things that we need to look out for is the controlling part. That okay, don't post this. I don't like it. It's a very small thing, and any person
Yeah.
who's newly in love would be like, oh.
Possessive.
Yeah, possessive. So, but that's where it starts. Don't talk to this person. It can be a male friend, it can be a female friend as well. It's just about having that insecurity in some way. Don't go out with your office friends. It can be the smallest of things wherein they think that they have that power to take calls or take decisions for you. Another red flag would be finding it very, that not appreciating you. I'm not saying that okay, sing praises or something like that. Respecting you in the correct manner. So when the fights happen, it can be in a relationship, it can be in a marriage, but there needs to be very solid lines of how they're behaving with you when they're angry. So about you, what do you think are the few main red flags that we can look out for?
I think one easy tell for me is when there is a gap, even the tiniest gap between their words and action. That's been the biggest, because these days everything is on the internet. You know what to say to impress a certain kind of a girl. Right? You can come to me and say that, oh, you can wear whatever you like.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I didn't ask you.
Yeah.
It's not for you to like it or not. You can like it or not like it, but the decision is mine. And if you don't get that, then
like for us women also, we are in a very difficult space, right?
Yeah.
While the men, they're changing, we are also stuck. Like we are probably the first or the second generation who are struggling with the full-time career and the house. Like this kind of pressure was not asked for, so we are also navigating our way through it. But yeah, it also sometimes puts us in the the extra rebellious mode, like you said. But yeah, if the same thing, if someone says you look nice in this, I would probably do that. Like, if you communicate in the right manner, I would maybe do it once to make you happy or something like that. So it's also how, we like to be communicated with. And if the guys, they crack that, I think a lot of things become easier in a relationship or, in any dynamic in that way.
And it's not just the guys, it's the full ecosystem around us, right?
Don't even get me started on the women.
Have the most, they have the strongest sense of what should be and what should not be. And I'm not even talking about one side of the family or laws doing it or the other way around. It's everyone. It's your neighborhood auntie.
It's the women that we're talking about. We cannot say that it's family or not, but I think we can very easily draw a line that some people above this age, they're all collectively one party and they will always have opinions, maybe because they never got the chance to live the life that we are. What?
They never got the chance to freeze their eggs.
No, so the chance to even think about having the kind of life that we're having. Not that what we're having is a very rosy life. Come on.
Oh my God,
we're doing double the things, getting appreciated for half of them.
You, as a woman, you are made to feel that way more than
so I think
like you said, right? The bare minimum is appreciated in the man's case, but it's assumed to be just natural. हाँ, लड़कियां तो ये सब अच्छा करती हैं, तो उन्हें तो नहीं भी कर सकती हैं, और अगर करती हैं तो ये उनका जन्म सिद्ध धर्म नहीं हो सकता कि इन्हें करना ही चाहिए. और मतलब लड़के ने अगर बेड ही ठीक कर दिया या पिलो ही ठीक कर दिया तो फिर उस शाम को पार्टी होगी. ये क्या दिखता है हमें?
I think this change is starting because of both the men and the women.
Of
Like,
course.
yeah. So I think when the people today, like, it can be like, siblings, it can be a husband or wife, it can be a girlfriend, boyfriend, it can be anyone,
Yeah.
when they are on the same page. And I see that happening a lot more, like,
Yes.
in terms of all the kind of different relations, that
Yes.
okay, at least two people are saying that, okay, why am I expected, if I'm a sister, I go openly and ask my parents, when
Yes.
you expect this thing out of my brother, why do you expect me to do it? And they
Right.
either come up with reason, or they are like, okay, we apologize, you're not expected to do
Yes.
this. So I think
Yes.
conversations were also
Con-
there. So
yeah.
that is happening, and I think slowly we might not live to see that world. But yeah, we will be getting there. But yeah, like, it's not about bashing the men, but maybe, also appreciating about whatever they're doing, abhi. So I think let's just hope for more men like that, because we have also seen that there are elements who are still, like you said, Vicky Jain or someone like that,
Yep.
there's a major population who,
Majority. Yes.
yeah, who is 20 years in the past from today.
Yes. Yes.
So they will take their own time, but like you said, like the bubble that we have created, the kind of people that we have surrounded ourselves with, we are just hoping that we'll get there slowly and steadily.
Yeah, and I hope that I live to see that time. My dream is to see a post feminism world where it's irrelevant. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Do you want to end it? Like, we have no clue. This is our first podcast. We don't know how to finish one. We are pretty good at doing it.
Starting things,
Yeah, yeah,
abandoning them.
yeah. Actually, let's do it. Just bye.
Boom.